If your hemoglobin A1C is rising, this is the one change that actually will make a difference. I know the first thing you usually hear is cut carbs, limit your sugar, avoid processed foods. And yes, while those things will temporarily lower your blood sugar, you constantly have to do them in order to maintain balance. But you know what? There's actually something you can do that can get to the root cause, that can actually address the underlying problem that's going on in your body. And it's not cutting something. So the thing is, when we're talking about rising hemoglobin A1C and you have type 2 diabetes, even if you have type 1 diabetes, there's usually one problem that's underlying. It's that your body is not able to use insulin properly, and that's called insulin resistance. Your body has somehow, for some reason, become resistant to this hormone that is vital for health. So you know that insulin actually helps your body use glucose, which is the main energy source for all of your organs, for your brain, for your body to function optimally. And though it's often vilified, right? We hear about how bad sugar is. Glucose, carbohydrates are actually what help your body function. Your body needs energy to thrive. So while it needs energy, it doesn't need excess energy. And ideally you want the energy to come from whole unprocessed foods. And when we get that energy from whole unprocessed foods, we really can go a long way towards improving our health. So let's talk about this insulin resistance. So what happens with insulin resistance is your body has the insulin, whether it's exogenous or whether it's endogenous, but for some reason, it's not helping that glucose get in the cell. So that's what happens when we have insulin resistance. But you know, we can actually reverse this process. And when we reverse insulin resistance, what happens is our body is able to use the insulin again, our needs for insulin go down, and our body starts to function like it's meant to do. Because high insulin has many effects, not just insulin doesn't only affect how glucose gets into the cell, but it does many other metabolic things within our body. So when our insulin is high, it causes many of these detrimental things that happen over time, including that midlife weight gain that we often have. It's sometimes related to this insulin resistance. So what can we do? Can we address this? How can we address insulin resistance? So it's simpler than you might think. If you followed, the current recommendations out there, people tell you to count every macro, count the calories, count the protein, time restricted eating, fast, keto, the list goes on and on. But you know what? The actual thing that helps you reverse insulin resistance is so simple. And you can do it with what you do every single day. So we eat over the course of the day, multiple times over the course of the day, by simply changing our pattern of eating. And I'm not talking about some crazy calculations. I'm talking about a simple change, a simple shift in how you look at your food, how you look at the nutrients on your plate. When you focus to a more nutrient-dense pattern of eating, magic happens. And what do I mean? How can you do this easily? One simple thing. Focus on fiber. When you consume fiber-rich foods, when you simply get to the basic minimum that is recommended for Americans, 25 grams for women and 35 grams for men, you start to see a shift. But when you increase that amount of fiber, magic starts to happen. So I'm not talking about a fiber supplement though. I am not talking about, there's nothing wrong with fiber supplements, but when you're wanting to heal, you need to actually focus on fiber-rich foods. And what are those foods? Fruits and vegetables, whole grains, beans and legumes, nuts and seeds. When we make those foods the mainstay of what we consume, magic happens. We improve our body's insulin sensitivity so that it functions better, our metabolism improves, our weight becomes more stable, our gut health improves, inflammation decreases in our body, our heart cardiovascular health improves, our risk of cancer decreases, our risk of dementia decreases, and the list goes on and on and on. So I have a fiber guide. If you want that, comment below and I'll send it. Actually, I'll link it below so that you can download it, so you can get an idea of what foods are higher in fiber and what foods are lower in fiber, so you can kind of shift how you do it. If you want one-on-one guidance, I have a Joyful Metabolic Reset program where I help women reverse insulin resistance. It's a one-on-one and group coaching program where we work through it week by week and improve your mindset around food, really improve the quality of your diet. And we also work on the other lifestyle factors that are game changer when it comes to our long-term health, and taking it away from calculating in diets to an actual pattern of living that supports your overall health. I also have a $10 community. I started a $10 community just the other day in honor of Black Friday. You can join the $10 community and get tips and tricks on nutrition. A lot of people are focused on weight loss, and with these tips and tricks, you are able to lose weight without counting calories or macros. So that's how I can help you. I'm Dr. Jen. I would love it if you follow along for more. If you found this helpful, please share with somebody who might benefit. Make sure you subscribe and join me on Fridays, Friday mornings at 9 a.m. I do Friday morning lives. Okay, see you then.